Hi to everyone of 12th Dada Saheb Phalke Film Festival. This is Chayan Mukherjee. I'm a filmmaker and editor from Kolkata. I sincerely thank you all for selecting my short film in this festival. My heartiest greetings to all jury members and committee members, and I'm feeling really proud and happy to be a part of this wonderful festival. During the first lockdown of COVID-19, we were living in home captivity. We were totally cut off from each other physically and to some extent socially. Every moment we were browsing COVID updates like cricket score, the number of infection, the number of deaths, and we were trying to shield ourselves from every tiny possibility to encounter the virus. Everyone was so tense and very much worried, and they didn't have any clue when and how to get rid of it. So in such a situation, I wanted to capture the psychological turmoil of a common man, and the idea of this short film came up from that phase of life. The only driving force behind making this film was my passion for filmmaking, nothing else. Every stage of filmmaking fascinates me a lot, right from the pre-production to post-production. The only roadblock was money. I didn't have the money to hire a camera and equipments for the shooting, and I also could not afford to have a smallest production team or even a professional actor. But I had never considered this as a stumbling block. Rather, I took it as a challenge, because there lies the thrill of making an independent film. There will be a lot of constraints, a lot of adversities, which I think is really needed to explore a filmmaker's skill set on the different departments of filmmaking. It was truly a zero-budget film, so there was no pressure of managing financial resources. And so far the human resources were concerned, I was lucky to have the support of my wonderful family and friends who worked in this project silently and with full enthusiasm behind the camera and of course in front of the camera. This film has three characters: the protagonist, the devil, which was depicted as an allegory of death, and the nurse. Protagonist and nurse both were played by my two good friends, and I myself played the role of devil. Protagonist Shumanto is a non-actor, and this was the first time he stood in front of the camera and acted as I wanted him to do. He was very receptive and very natural. I hardly faced any trouble while directing him during the shooting. Rather, he had to take the toil for my finickiness to reach the level of perfection as much as possible. So this film was made by basically 3 to 4 men. This time I really didn't have to put much effort to manage human resources. There were quite a few challenges that I had to encounter. Since it was a zero-budget film, I could not hire any light for the shooting. I had to plan my shots according to the availability of natural light source. I borrowed a small video light from a photographer friend of mine, and that was the only light I had for this entire film. Another challenge was the location. I shot this entire film in my own small two-room apartment, so due to crunch of space, I had to restrict my camera movements and I had to alter a few shots. There were a few trolley shots which I wrote in the storyboard, but eventually due to budget issue and space problem, I was about to cancel those shots. I was about to alter again. But again, a cinematographer friend of mine who also shot a sequence in this film, the chess playing sequence, he came to know about the problem and he offered his own portable slider to take those shots. So that way another problem was resolved. For the dubbing also, I couldn't hire any studio, and I planned it to do it in my own room. That was quite a huge problem. That was quite a difficult job. From morning till evening there were a lot of noises in and around the house, and we had to do it in the midnight hours, and that too with several pauses to avoid the noise of stray dogs barking. The film turned out 99% same as it was written and visualized in the storyboard, script and storyboard. I always make my storyboard in detail. I do the shot divisions thoroughly, and I draw every shot and its dimensions, camera angle, camera movement with the dialogues. So in this case, it really didn't shift much from the script and storyboard, which I wrote and visualized. Target audience: anyone who loves serious cinema. He or she has to be a mature adult who likes to watch a kind of movie that creates an impact on their mind. And about the USP, I must say that this is not a very linear narrative, and lots of jump cuts are there in the storytelling method, which provokes the audience to decipher the link between reality and subconscious reflections. So I think that's the USP of this film. This film is the reflection of reality that the audience have gone through in the recent past. So I believe they will relate it very much with their personal experiences, and that's the reason they will watch it and enjoy, I think. My best wishes to everyone of 12th Dada Saheb Phalke Film Festival. You have been running this wonderful film festival successfully for so many years. All the best to this 12th edition. Thank you all once again for running this beautiful festival so consistently and credibly.